interesting to note is that historically,
The developer will provide certain services to the building manager to enable rebuilding.
foreign investment into the real estate in Saudi Arabia is regulated and controlled by a number of different pieces of legislation. Now, in 2000, law that governs real estate investment by foreigners was first enacted. That creates a number of categories of ownership, and it allows, number one, companies that are incorporated in Saudi Arabia to acquire ownership of real estate that is ancillary to their business. So, for example, a company that opens its office in Riyadh can buy an office space. Logistics business that establishes in Saudi Arabia could purchase a warehouse. A large employer that opens in Saudi Arabia may acquire a residential compound to house their staff, as an example. Second is a real estate developer that comes in and develops real estate with a value of over 30 million Saudi riyal and is completed within 5 years. The third category are individuals that hold residency in Saudi Arabia, an iqama, and are allowed to acquire one private residence for their own personal use, subject to Ministry of Interior approval. Now, that law has evolved over time, and there are other pieces of legislation that now supplement it. So from the perspective of the individual, there is a new premium residency program that allows those that hold a premium residency visa to acquire real estate anywhere in Saudi Arabia and to acquire a 99-year usufruct right to real estate in Mecca and Medina. Very recently, there was another category of premium residency introduced in Saudi Arabia, again for the individual, where they acquired ownership of residential real estate or a usufruct right, had a value in excess of 4 million Saudi riyals. This would then entitle them to a premium residency, the duration of which would match the duration of their ownership of that real estate asset. Now, in terms of companies and a broader set of ownership requirements or ownership opportunities, the special economic zones and economic cities allow for foreign ownership of real estate within their jurisdictions. And there are a number of economic cities in Saudi Arabia, like King Abdullah Economic City, as an example, and Knowledge Economic City in Medina. And there are special economic zones that are now emerging in the kingdom as well. It's important to note that there is a draft foreign ownership of real estate law that's now in circulation. It's close to final form. It's unclear as to when that will be enacted, but when it does, it will allow a much broader set of ownership rights to foreigners to participate in the Saudi real estate environment in three categories. One is kingdom-wide, the second is special economic zones and economic cities, and the third are the holy cities of Mecca and Medina.